Hi, haters. Hey, how you doing? How your mama doing? How's church looking for you tomorrow? All the folks that showed up here expected that Tennessee was going to stop a mud hole in Oklahoma and walk it dry. Hey, how are you? How's your Saturday night going? Mine is going splendidly. Thank you for asking as you join us here on Adapt and Respond. Thanks for joining. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Did you expect for Oklahoma and Brent Venables and the OU defense to put the hurting on the folks at Neyland to come in to Neyland and do what Oklahoma does when it comes to Neyland? Can you smell what Oklahoma is cooking? Baby, I'm feeling all right. Feeling pretty good. Hey, look here. John Mateer has turned into a mortal man when playing against SEC defenses. Keontae Lewis, I ain't seen him. Didn't expect to see him. Deion Burks ain't been what I thought he would be. Isaiah Satanga, yeah, he big play and explosive, but I wasn't seeing big play and explosive in the first half. Maybe I wasn't seeing it. And then this man, Xavier Robinson, my God. I have never had to choke back what I need to say because the homeboy is from Oklahoma more often than when I'm talking about Xavier Robinson. I got to tell y'all, I go all the way back to Carl Albert with this man. This man rushed for 2,500 yards as a high school junior, all right? Was an actual factual menace in the state of Oklahoma. And when he committed to Oklahoma, I was like, oh, Lord. Woo! It's about to get nasty off in here. I realize some of y'all gonna try to say from UConn, but you don't understand how things work around here. Okay, all right. Just like saying some of y'all like Kewan Jones went to Jinx. He went to hell first. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? All right. You know, the money get bigger, you change schools. However, I expected this to be the Torley Blaylock game. That man got one carry, right? But I'm also looking at this going, is Xavier Robinson really that dude? Is he really that? Is he that dude? Because it felt like the emergence of that dude, and then you see that dude put the ball on the floor, and I said, "Oh Lord, here we go again." And yet, and still, man had 16 rushes, 115 yards. Shout out Robert Spears Jennings, another Okie, coming up big at the end of the first half. Talking about, give me that. You know what I'm saying? The first onside kick, talking about, no, I got that. Give me that. By the way, if y'all go to pearlhouse.org, you can support the same nonprofit that Robert Spears Jennings does, as he's donating to the Pearl House with each tackle he makes and play he makes. He made some plays tonight. Shout out to the man from BA. And I'm not even going to hold that against nobody from BA, even though if you're from BA, I can't help you. I can't help you. You went to Broken Arrow. That's between you and the Lord, okay? I claim you. You family. You from here. But you went to Broken Arrow. You know what I'm saying? You went to Broken Arrow. It's like the folks that went to Jinx. You know what I'm saying? It's like the folks that went to Wassa. You know what I'm saying? It's like the folks that went to Bixby. The Metro be doing something different. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. Outside of that, I expected John Mateer to be on something different. Like I expected John Mateer to come out here, go for 300 yards, put 100 on the game for Oklahoma to win it. Had to have himself a natural Kyler Murray game. That's not what happened. That's not what needed to happen. Even as it felt like there was time in the fourth quarter when John Mateer and Brent Venables, for that matter, tried to let Ben Arbuckle throw away the football game. Didn't go that way. As it stood, Oklahoma sacked Joey Aguilar 4 times, got 3 turnovers out of this man. And all the folks that want to tell me where's Brent Venables going? Yes, they gave up 456 yards offense. Yes, they gave up 393 yards passing. They also won this game by a score. They scored 33 points on a top 25 team and got the first road win against the top 25 opponent in 15 games. That's not too shabby. And they went in at night and did that to Neyland, okay? They did that to Tennessee in Neyland. I understand there's lots of folks that are going to be asking some questions about what it is that Josh Heupel was telling Joey Aguilar, who played one of the piss-poor games of his career, even as he threw for 393. Because when you got to throw the ball 45 times, and you throw 2 picks, you get sacked 4 times, it's real hard to look at the positives on that one. But more than that, it shouldn't have just been Joey Aguilar. Like that would be the real analysis coming out of this game. I had been terrified that Tennessee was going to run all up and down Oklahoma's defense because it has shown in recent weeks that you can do it, right? Texas is able to do it. Ole Miss is able to do it. Not so much South Carolina, but that's a game that Oklahoma won. A good football team has shown it can run on this team, right? I expected to see a heavy dose of Deshaun Bishop, Peyton Lewis, and Star Thomas. I expected that. And then Joey Aguilar would be throwing off of Brent Venables needing to run blitz or bite down, right? Have that extra safety come into the box. It's not what happened. The Volunteers could not run the ball to save their lives against this defense. And that's without R. Mason Thomas on the football field in the second half, okay? 35 rushes for just 63 yards. Oklahoma's defense held Tennessee to 1.8 yards per carry. Per carry, fellas. Per carry. It's a program that has gone undefeated in the Heupel era when they rushed for 185 yards. That was entirely within reason for me, right? I could see that happening. As a matter of fact, it would have been a prop bet that I would play if I played, but I didn't play. So what I think would have happened is, yes, Tennessee to rush for 185 yards. If that was a prop at my bookie, maybe it's one that I would take advantage of. And if I did, and I use my own promo code, which is RJ Young, all caps, all one word, it's in the description below, I could have played it and then bet up to $500. If I missed, I could have used my bet back bonus token and I could have played again. Maybe you will partake as Oklahoma gets to stay alive in the college football playoff and continue to play meaningful regular season football. Remember how y'all were talking about, hey, we're cheapening the regular season? Doesn't look like that. Looks like Oklahoma, Tennessee just played a college football play-out game. You know what I'm saying? The winner of this game was going to continue to stay in the hunt to make the college football playoff in the 12-team format. The loser of this game, out of it. So going in, everybody expected Tennessee to solidify its place as what people think is the fourth best team in the league. No, not today, sir. Not today. On a week when Texas managed to beat Vanderbilt, right, which great for Texas. Also, this Oklahoma win against Tennessee makes Texas look even better. You're welcome. And then you got A&M, who is the only undefeated team left in the SEC. They are idle this week. Georgia manages to beat a plucky Florida team to stay behind Bama, who's also idle this week, but's going to play down and run to the ground by its own governor, LSU, a week from now. But if you're Oklahoma, you get that same Bama team off the LSU game. Then you got Missouri, who doesn't have Bo Pribula at quarterback. We don't expect him to be ready to play for that game on November 22nd. And then you got the same LSU team that might have been good to start the year, but ain't. So it's really going to be that Bama game, I think, that everybody's going to be looking toward. And OU's got the bye week. They get to get healthy again. So, if we find out that somebody broke their hand after the game for a second time in a row, what a wild sequence of events that was, you'd have the bye week to get right. You know what I'm saying? So now that's exactly what needs to happen. Venables told Fowler and Herbstreit that this was their punchback game. I call it your fight back game because Brent Venables and I are built the same, it turns out. I be talking about all the time. Fight your way back. It's not it. I don't care what you're doing or what you plan to do. I care about what happens when you get your ass knocked on the ground. That's what I care about. I see too many people that fold up. That's why some of y'all are liberal with the term soft. Some of y'all are liberal with the term coward. I am not. Call it like I see it. If I see cowardly play, I call it cowardly play. If I see soft play, I call it soft play. And as anybody that knows me, you're welcome to try me. Anytime, any place is okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what Brent Venables is giving OU's football team. That's what he's giving the defense. I wish that he took a little bit more interest in the offense, but I understand. He wants to call the defense and let Ben Arbuckle run the offense. That's sort of working. Certainly working better than it did last year when you had to fire the offensive coordinator halfway through the month of October. And hey, isn't it nice to have the same guy calling plays, same starting quarterback in November? Isn't that great for everybody? And this is championship November. This is winning time in Oklahoma. This is when Oklahoma chooses to separate. Unlike a team like, say, Nebraska, who had an opportunity to knock off USC, could not do it. Or Vanderbilt, who had an opportunity to come all the way back, knock off Texas, could not do it. Florida, who could have absolutely dunked Georgia into the punch bowl with the turd and couldn't quite get the turd into the punch bowl. More like Georgia overturned the punch bowl in Florida's face. Man, Billy Gonzalez is just, I feel for him, man. This is an impossible spot. And yet and still, his men played really well. I think what we're looking at with Oklahoma, though, is a team that could get one of these on-the-road seeds right now. But given the way things have gone today, Georgia Tech took a loss to NC State that nobody saw coming. Duke managed to one-up Clemson in a game where Dabo Swinney showed his whole behind by trying to chew out his defense in such a way that all of us were looking at that like, that doesn't look like coaching. That looks personal. That looks like you're just mad at the world and you decided to wear it out on these young men, and these young men see right through it because they're laughing and amused because they know that, yo, man, we can't hear you. We're out there getting our behinds kicked, and all you telling us is, why did you let them? Coach, I didn't let him do a damn thing. That was always my favorite part, like when coaching, you know what I'm saying? Anybody ever had a black football coach? You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between a black football coach and any other kind of football coach. Black football coach, it's always your fault. It's your fault. Like when I was coming up, RJ, yeah, coach. Why are we swinging and missing? Why are you swinging and missing? Yeah, coach. No, tell me what it is. Did I not teach you how to see the ball hit the bat? RJ, why are we missing wide open wide receivers? Why are you missing wide open wide receivers? My mechanics just ain't there, coach. Your mechanics ain't there. I've been working with you on your mechanics. Tell me what I'm doing wrong because, it must be me. You know what? It's not me. It's your fault. Other coaches be like, hey, look, you know why we running? We running because RJ could not stop celebrating in the end zone. So anybody that wants to say hi and how are you and thank you, other coaches, say it to RJ. That's why we got these extra 110s, and everybody better get in there under their time. That means linemen, get there in under 18. That means skill, get there in under 14. And when you do, if you got a little bit of time left, celebrate like RJ did, because I know how much y'all love these fun runs we got. That's what it be going on, man. I feel like when I look at Oklahoma and I see the kind of program that it's turned into this year, moving in the direction of, hey, look, we're gonna be 6-2. Whew, it's a tough 6-2. It's a real tough 6-2. But more than that, you haven't seen the football team that Oklahoma showed itself to be against, say, Michigan or even Auburn since then. And that's worrisome. That's worrisome. But if the goal is to just make the 12-team playoff, it's a good spot. And by just make the 12-team playoff, I mean win 10 games. It's a good spot. Because the thing that has happened already, 7 games, won 7 games, not 6, 7-2. So, hold up. Now I'm messing my own self up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7-2. So we're already a win ahead of last year. That's where I wanted to get to. And you know what? Navy ain't on the schedule. Doesn't mean you won't meet them in a bowl game. They just took their first loss this week as well to North Texas. It does mean, however, that you can't exactly expect Oklahoma to lie down, and you can't exactly expect Oklahoma to go win, which means it's always going to be an entertaining football game. So if you're neutral, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're an Ohio State fan who's watching this game because you like me, which is something I see in the comments, not something I'm making up, you going, damn, this is a tough watch. Why? Because you don't know if Oklahoma knows if it's coming or going. Like they'll make a great defensive play and watch the offense piss it away. They'll make a great offensive play and watch the defense piss it away. It is all up and down all the time. I be getting the text messages during the game. I don't return most of y'all text messages during the game. You know what time it is. You know I don't do that. You know I watch this game by myself and I take notes. I'm not trying to return your text messages, okay? I already got to do the show, and I got to write about it, and then I got to do top 25. I can't be returning your text messages. But I did return one because homegirl asked me dead ass, what has happened to John Mateer? Where did he go? And I was like, yo, SEC defenses have turned that man from immortal into mortal. It's just different. And you know what? He wasn't great tonight either. Like, that's the thing. He was not great tonight. He was, I would dare say, by his standards, bad, guys. 19 to 29 for 159. A pick. 3 sacks. Yeah, he ran the ball 16 times for 80 yards, but that's, we're getting used to the dude that put up 300 yards of total offense in a game, a dude that was out there running for the Heisman, like that dude, Where did he go? Turned out the defenses are a little bit better than Michigan. Turns out the defenses are a little bit better than Auburn. Oh my God, Auburn. Side quest, Auburn lost to Kentucky tonight, 10-3. Means Hugh Freeze is 6-16 at Auburn. But here's the thing. If you want to move on from Hugh Freeze, and I'm sure there are many Auburn fans that do want to move on from Hugh Freeze, do you really want to be firing your head coach in this economy? Is that what you want to do? Is that because this ain't the regular? Like when we were talking about firing Hugh Freeze back in September, Billy Napier, James Franklin, and Brian Kelly all had their jobs. You know what I mean? Like, is this what you want to do? Because it feels like it's going to cost you a lot more money to go get another dude. And by the way, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I will take this time and opportunity to remind you. You're Auburn. It's a tough win over there at Auburn. You know what I mean? It's a real tough win. It's why Tommy Tuberville might be your next governor. Because it's a real tough win down there at Auburn. Gus Malzahn was able to get you good, able to beat Bama. Wasn't good enough for you. Now it feels like, yeah, you might let Hugh Freeze keep this job all the way through the Alabama game, but are you going to keep it after that? Especially with some of the talk and conversations coming out of that place. It ain't feeling too good, all right? But back on the main quest, if you're a volunteer fan, what do you have left here? Well, you have chicanery left, right? You could still hope. The Vanderbilt loss to Texas really does hurt you because that could have been one that maybe could have served to get you into college football playoff. But now you got New Mexico State after a bye. You're at Florida, which all of a sudden doesn't feel as easy as a win as it did, say, 3 weeks ago. And then you got Vandy, a game that you might actually lose because they might actually have the better football team. I'm serious about that. It pains me to say it, but tonight you threw for 393 and lost. I don't. So now we're looking at a Tennessee team whose best win so far this season gotta be Kentucky. I mean, look at this. Look at this Tennessee's resume. If they end up going 9-3, it won't be a Bama 9-3. It'll be Syracuse, who's not good, East Tennessee State, which is a football program. Georgia, you got the loss. UAB, they beat Memphis, but Memphis is good. Mississippi State, ugh. Arkansas, fire Sam Pittman, and also, ugh. You lost to Alabama, which is a game that you probably needed to win to be in this conversation, really. And then you beat up on Kentucky 56-34. Now you got this loss to Oklahoma. It means that you've lost to every ranked opponent that you played so far this season. Every single one. This might actually have been the bridge year that many of us thought it was going to be when you had to go get Joey Aguilar. Now you got Faison coming in, you got Tristan coming in, and that'll change some things. Like I think Faison Brandon and Tristan Keys could be as dynamic a duo as Ebony and Ivory. You know what I mean? They could be them dudes. They could be solid. They could be nasty. They could be what it is about. But you have to wait a year. That's what it feels like, because you've had some really great players come through of late, man. I'm thinking about not just Dylan Sampson, but Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt. And I mean, you can keep going down the list. You had some gamers, like poor Brew McCoy, who I thought could have been all the things coming out of modern day and just took the journey and still managed to make Rocky Top home. Do you realize that y'all damn near had to stomach Caden Saltis before Josh was like, nah, get up out of here, dog. We don't need it. You know what? Man went and remade himself at Liberty and then came back down to earth to Colorado, which is another side quest to talk about. But you beat New Mexico State. Nobody's going to care. You beat Florida. I don't think anybody's going to care. And then you beat Vanderbilt. They won't be a top 10 team when you play. So it just feels bad right now. And I realize if you're a Rocky Top fan, this one hurt a little bit more than some others hurt, but not for nothing. The Oklahoma owed y'all. You came into Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium. You beat up on an OU team that could not get out of the way of Jackson Arnold with a Nico Iamaleava that really could throw the football, a Dylan Sampson that could, and a great defense. I get it. I understand. But that game felt like if there was a competent quarterback and play caller, Oklahoma wins it. That's what it was tonight. That was the only difference, really. That was the only difference. There was a competent quarterback and there was a competent play caller in place. The defense is still basically the defense, right? It's still going to be nasty because it's Brent. And as much as noise as there's talked about what Brent Venables is or isn't doing, plus y'all can be quiet for a week now. I mean, y'all can be quiet for a week now. Look who's 7-2. Look who's 7-2. Who else is 7-2? And now Oklahoma might have backdoored into a top 10 ranking. We'll see when all this mess makes out. Like, I got work to do after this. I have no idea what I'm doing past like 6. Everybody else more or less gets to stay the same because they won or are idle. But once you get down to Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, now you got to take into account Texas Tech, which, by the way, is every game they won by 20 or more. BYU still undefeated, right? Louisville, Virginia, Pitt are all right there with Georgia Tech now. That's before we start talking about what Memphis might be doing or North Texas, because there's a 4-way tie at the top of the American. And Utah and Cincy are basically battling to be that second team. In that 3 or 4-way tie for second place behind BYU. Like, it's a mess right now, and I love that stuff because now we got not just my rankings, but the college football playoff rankings coming out for the first time on Tuesday. We're all going to be really, really wrapped with that, see what it is. But man, great win for Oklahoma, outstanding win for Oklahoma, nasty win, ugly win on the road, just the kind of game that everybody expected Oklahoma to lose. And now, hey, old SEC money. Any respect will be paid? Respect will be paid? Huh? Okay, cool. You don't want to pay respect, we'll continue to take it. That is going to do it for this live episode of Adapt and Respond. If you like the show, please tell me about it in the comments below and subscribe to the channel. We're fast approaching 143,000 subscribers to the show. It's really exciting. And we're getting to November, which is when things are really going to start to move and shake. My God, this is so much fun. All right. I will see y'all on the flip side. Deuces.